Hello, welcome everyone. How you doing? How have you been? I hope you're doing well and you're ready for another weekly download. My name is Mitchel Dumlao, and thank you so much for joining me here at the weekly download. Remember, every single week I give you some content and some knowledge and some teachings about some things that I learned from the business, some things that I do every single day from my videography career. At the same time, break down commercials because I think a lot of people out there want to learn how to make broadcast commercials, and I do this whole thing where I actually break down commercials to help me come up with pitches for my clients. So today we're going to be breaking down the Popeyes "We Don't Make Sense, We Make Chicken" commercial, which I think was really cool just because it doesn't really rely on a lot of visual effects techniques and slick transitions. It's all really camera shots, camera movement, great storytelling, great script writing at the same time. It makes you really feel the culture of New Orleans. And I love New Orleans. It's one of my favorite cities in America. And seeing this commercial made me think about my time when I was there New Year's 2 years ago. But before we get into it, let's actually watch the commercial first so we can get a sense of what we're going to be looking at today. So bear with me. Hopefully it's not too loud, but let's go take a look.
New Orleans don't make a lick of sense to most people. A big city built below sea level that throws logic out the window and beads to strangers. And our chicken is no different. A fast food restaurant selling fried chicken that takes 12 hours to marinate? That makes no sense. But it does make delicious. The best recipe for big flavor ain't about logic. Because you know magic when you see it or when you taste it. We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Love it. What I love about this whole
New
commercial,
Orleans,
honestly,
don't make
like
a
I
lick
said
of
before, is that it's no frills to me personally, just because of the amount of I would say just the amount of camera movement and just great, like I said, the great script. And at the same time, it's just like the way that they were able to create the art direction around it. You see a lot of what New Orleans is all about. Like I love the fashion right here. And to me, this right here is just, it can be a stabilizer, a gimbal, steady cam. It could be a dolly. I think it's actually a dolly. No, actually, it's actually a steady cam, to tell you the truth. And low angle. Love how it kind of starts from the establishing shot of the French Quarter right there. Nice little, of course, Cadillac or like, amazing little car right there. And what's dope is that it's got, all the different types of branding for New Orleans. So if you're from New Orleans, then you probably look at this like, oh yeah, that's my city. I love these type of commercials because it really captures the city without being too in your face about, this is Chicago and this is what we do. Love that steady cam coming up right here. I love how they go into detailed shots of a street performer. Colors, great wardrobe choice, shows a lot of the character of New Orleans. And what's cool is that they're quick shots of the city, right? So you go from an establishing shot right into like two quick shots of like a dog and a street performer and an artist, as well as this shot right here of people in recliners going down the street. And that's like a shot from a car, a long lens. And definitely you can see that this right here, this little chicken sign or chicken, I think that's actually visual effects, to tell you the truth. If not, it'll be cool if they actually got that chicken green, plant wall fixture, if it's like actually live. But anyways, what I love about the editing of this is that I always do this. I always start off with an establishing shot, and then you break up the talking head, because the talking head is the woman in the first scene, with detailed shots. So you get to know a lot about the set and the overall location by all these detailed shots. You get like a sense of the culture. Of course, you need to do branding. This is 4 seconds right here. So they need to show some sort of branding within the first 5 seconds, because this is when people usually skip from a skippable ad. So words to the wise, a lot of the folks out there making videos for brands, especially for ads, you really want to have the logo or the branding of the brand within the first 5 seconds, which they do right around 4 seconds, which is great. I mean, you also see it right down here. So it's very subtle with the branding, right? Boom. Then you have the logo and you have the chicken right there. And what's great again, a lot of great detailed shots. I mean, a lot of this, it looks like a Steadicam and handheld with like a, 50 lens, 80 lens. What's great about it is that, again, it doesn't really need a lot of smooth shots and dollies and jibs and jib arms and cranes. It's mostly a lot of handheld and steady cam. Like even this right here, that's a handheld. This is like a nice little static. Actually, it's probably either a static on sticks or it's a steady cam. And then if it's on sticks, they put a wobble effect in After Effects. Like this scene, you gotta have to have people eating the actual product itself. So also have to show the product. It's in the first 15 seconds, which is great. What I love about here, mural in the background. Again, culture of New Orleans. And in the background, you have the people of New Orleans, And look, I'm not from New Orleans. I'm not going to, front and tell you, who I think these people are in the background. But I bet you anything, they're very significant to someone who's local to the city of New Orleans. New Orleans. I like saying New Orleans because I was there, and that's what the people told me. All right. I love this. Got more, like inside, things that people from New Orleans do. I love this shot from the railing right here. Always one of my favorite shots is, of course, adding depth. They add a lot of depth in a lot of these shots, especially when it comes to the foreground and the background. Right here, even right here with the rack focus. Right here, just a lot of depth. It just makes you feel like you're in the city rather than a flat frame. Here's a nice little car cam, or basically a rig that's attached to the car, it's inside of the window. Right here, again, showing depth. That's a long lens, probably through a sunroof. Not sure if they were able to, replace the bulb with a Popeyes chicken logo. But what's cool is that they probably did some VFX. Not sure if it was an actual traffic light, or they put green on top, or they had a really talented crew in VFX that 3D modeled this, or it could have been done by putting green screen over the actual sign itself. Or if it's really talented and they just got this shot in the wild, they probably just comped it out and then replaced it with that Popeyes chicken logo. Then the ending, again, like Popeyes at the very end. What I love about this is that it's very subtle with the branding, and it just shows a lot of the a visceral look into New Orleans. It's not really just all up in your face about Popeyes. It really is trying to capture the city of New Orleans, and that's the tone of the video, is that it wants to make it feel real, organic, relatable, and like you're in the city and you're experiencing the culture of the city from a local's point of view, and not something that's plastic and fake and over dramatized or overly branded. This is really done well, because me personally, I like the way that it's been shot, and the art direction, production design, the casting, and the script itself. It's very, very tight commercial for me. Keeps it nice and fun, and at the end have the Popeyes logo. So even in the beginning, they don't even start with any text overlays or any animation, no logos. Again, straight into the actual commercial, really grabbing a lot of the different things that makes New Orleans unique, special, and particular to Popeyes. I gotta do more research on the history between New Orleans and Popeyes, but what I love about it is that it really shows the neighborhoods and how people love Popeyes, and the culture of New Orleans is just a very live and very music-driven, very artistic, bright-colored environment. And I just noticed that they have a Popeyes cloud in the background. Very nice and cheeky way to add a logo in the background using a cloud, and then, of course, the text overlay of Popeyes. So for me, for a lot of the new videographers out there, or people who want to, figure out why you would do this, we can always go through commercials like these and then just break down the shots. And then when you have this shot list, you can start creating your own type of commercial that's similar to this commercial or any of your favorite commercials. Like right here, again, Steadicam. You can use a gimbal, tracking in. Right here on sticks, you're panning down, or it's on a gimbal, panning down, close-up shot, handheld close-up shot. Again, probably handheld from the car. It's probably just a flyby, someone's just going by the camera. This right here, either they're moving on a Steadicam, they're in a car, and they're panning up, or they're just, closing up on the trees. Handheld right here, little Steadicam right there, if somebody just tipping their hat. Right here, super simple. Again, medium close-up shot of the host. Background, have more elements of New Orleans, add some depth to the shot. I love this, the reveal. You go from out of focus to in focus. Handheld shot. I mean, even look how shallow the depth of field is. And you can tell, you can see this right here. They have the Popeyes chicken logo on the chicken. So as a camera op and a camera assistant trying to pull that focus, good job on them, unless they did that in post. But you can tell that the focus slips a little bit. Of course, right here, pretty simple shots of just medium, close up, handheld again. Right here, probably shoulder rig or Steadicam. A lot of the handheld shots, what I learned from a shoot that I did, is on an easy rig, just so that you're not like completely trying to hold on like a 50-pound camera rig by yourself. So all the DPs already know about that, but for all the other videographers out there, like Steadicam, it's really good to have an easy rig. If not, a shoulder rig, or even use a gimbal, throw in like a wobble effect in After Effects afterwards to give that handheld feel. Again, right here, love that shot. Long lens through the balcony. Right here, a little medium shot. Again, great depth. Long lens. And then right here, Steadicam. Maybe even an easy rig with a lot of shake on the side of the camera. So that's how I break down videos, and how I feel is the best way to create content for brands that mimic an already successful commercial. I like that style. Like I said, it really captures the culture of New Orleans. At the same time, it has very subtle branding, so it's not all in your face about Popeyes. And what's great about it is that it uses locals in the video, and it also captures the city in a very unique and visceral way where it feels like it's relatable, you're there, it's organic, and you feel like you're seeing the city through the eyes of a local. That's me personally. I'm sure there's a lot of locals out there from New Orleans who are going to, cap on this because they feel like they missed a whole bunch of other things that they should have captured. But for me, as somebody who doesn't live in New Orleans and, just looking at this from first glance, from a filmmaker's point of view, I love how they captured the city itself and the French Quarter. It's really just the French Quarter. All right. Well, hopefully that was helpful. I do this just because I do this on a regular basis. I have to look at a lot of the new commercials out there because I want to create commercials and I want to give my clients the same type of quality and the same type of style that's popular these days or trending these days, so that they can feel like they're getting the most value out of our relationship. And so a lot of the new videographers out there and the video business owners, I'm sure you already do this, but if not, always study commercials, break it down shot by shot, and then do some practice work. Break down one of your favorite commercials, get some friends, or use it on your next client, and find a commercial within that industry for your client. Let's say it's food and beverage like this, or even if it's fashion, look for a Louis Vuitton commercial. Break it down scene by scene. First, just look at the shots. What are they using? Are they using sticks? Are they using gimbal or a Steadicam, easy rig or handheld? Are they using dollies or sliders? Are they using jibs or cranes? Whatever it is, break it down so that you can really understand how a really good commercial is sequenced in an editing perspective and also in a shot perspective. Then from there, you can just copy the shots. And you can either go in the same order as the commercial you broke down, or you can at least use that as a guideline where in the editing room, you could probably switch around shots. Like if you create a shot list from this, you don't have to necessarily stick with the same shots. You can get these shots as your basic list of your necessities, And then on top of that, maybe you can grab some wider shots, some tighter shots, maybe do some weird shots where you're flipping the camera 360, whatever it is. You can just use other commercials as a guideline for future content. All right. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, my name is Mitchel Dumlao. This is the weekly download and video content school. Remember, I post every single week, and I'm here to help you grow your videography career and your video business with my experience and the things I've learned through my own years owning a video business and being a videographer. So again, if you like this video, like, comment, and share this with anyone you think will find this helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button below to have, to get notifications. Again, I'm here to really help you out with this information. I really do feel that if I knew about this 10 years ago, it would have just elevated my game as a videographer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you